let me introduce myself. My name is Tomasz Gilewski. I'm the application engineer dedicated for distribution at Laird Performance Materials. Laird Performance Materials is different than Laird Thermal Systems. We are completely different companies. We're just sharing historically the brand name. Let's see for how long. As a Laird Performance Materials, and I will repeat it a few times. We've been acquired last year by DuPont. You might know DuPont for some brands you've been using professionally, like, I don't know, maybe Kapton, or in your daily life for Teflon. So we've been acquired last year. We become a part of, we're going to keep the brand for now. Let's see for how long. And yeah, we're going to continue to be one of the divisions of DuPont called Industrial Electronics, which I'm happy to present at least my part of the business. I came here together with our channel distributor manager, Hadley Fletcher. So we, after the event, will be happy to answer your questions. We get a nice stand downstairs that we can show you our products. And for today, oh, there's one more Laird actually that I also maybe would like to mention and clarify. There's also a Laird called Laird Connectivity, which was acquired by the TE Connectivity right now. This is the company, maybe for some of you known for the wireless modules and antennas. This is also not Laird Performance Materials. And that's all for Laird's companies right now. So let me switch and let me briefly tell you about all our portfolio, because today I would like to focus only on one part of our business, but there are several other aspects that might be interesting for you. So let's start from what we are doing. And the first product group that I would like to mention is the precision metals. We bend metal for electronics particularly. We do everything that is required for electronics, and that requires bending metal. From simple PCB level shielding, that is one-piece shielding, which can be directly soldered on the PCB, or so-called two-piece shield solution, where there is a frame and additional cover that is put on the frame, which is soldered first on the PCB. But as well, we're doing any kind of electronic contacts, metal contacts for the PCB. So whatever you can imagine that is required for the electronics that can be made of metal, particularly bended, that's Laird. We as well do so-called finger stock gaskets. So this is something that is widely used for any kind of enclosure solutions, particularly for the door, usually for the door applications. So high reliability solutions for shielding when there is a number of opening and closing the doors required. Then the second product groups is called EMI materials. And here we have solutions for different type of gaskets that can be used for as well enclosure solutions. And starting from simple foam gaskets, which are covered with conductive material, which ensure the shielding effectiveness. We do as well the elastomer gaskets, and we have a selection of standard profiles for the elastomer gaskets. We do extrusion, we do co-extruded profiles, and we can provide it in a standard shapes and deliver this to you as a solution for shielding effectiveness. And as well, downstairs, I'll be happy to show you we have event panels. So every opening in the enclosures you have that requires additional shielding. We have so-called honeycomb vent panels that can fill the opening in your enclosure and can help support the shielding solution. And last but not least, and that's something that maybe I'm going to add to my presentation at the end, are the thermal materials. Thermal materials, we heard today some solutions from Laird Thermal Systems as well, regarding some active cooling solutions. We are specialized in passive cooling. Particularly, we provide solutions for gap fillers, solid gap fillers. We provide as well solutions for liquid gap fillers. So we have good expertise in dispensing the thermal materials as well. And what else? So-called phase change materials. So whenever there is a high temperature involved from the component and there is some mechanical attachment of the heatsink, we can provide very thin material that change in its structure, fill the gaps between the components, and increases the thermal performance. And as well, we have solutions for so-called thermally conductive electrical insulators. So we combine solutions to dissipate the heat, but as well with a layer for the electrical insulating the covered area. And for today, I'm going to focus on inductive components, magnetics. So solutions to filter both signal and power on a PCB level. And we have also quite a big selection of standard products, which I will guide you through and hopefully generate some interest for Telerex for future. A little bit more about the history, and the history especially for the magnetic parts. So this part of the business for Laird is already 145 years old, which started as a Steward company founded in USA. Then Steward was one of the industrial leader for development and formulation of the magnetic compounds. And Laird acquired Steward back in 2006 and formed Laird Steward Inductive Components in Schunde, which is our main factory for that kind of components till now. We, however, support the business as well from Europe, which I will explain in a second. And yeah, something I already mentioned last year, we've been acquired by DuPont. How we split our products in this area is basically in two areas: to stabilize the power and to filter the signals. And all of our products are divided into these two groups, which I'll be happy to show you. For the signal filtering, we have a selection of products, standard products, and we start from ferrite cores, which we formulate in different shapes for different usage. We have a cheap beads and cheap bead assembly as well for filtering the signal. Common mode chokes, which were also shown today during some presentations for the heat dissipation, and we as well have signal inductors. For power, we developed solutions in the area of wireless charging. So we manufacture charging coils. Not the full chargers. We have some limited standard solution in this area, I will show you. But primarily we are a manufacturer only for the charging coils, as well as we do provide ferrite plates, which are jointly used with the charging coils, and power inductors in the different packaging, which I will skip and show you in a second. Markets that we are covering with our products, pretty much everything. So we are widely available in the market, and our solutions can be used all across the industrial market. So our main market that we are approaching is currently automotive market, a lot of development. This year particularly very successful with stealing the business from competitors. that had some problems. We also experienced some problems, but seems like we are quite good with the lead times that sometimes are less than 99 weeks. But we are good in sampling. We have a quite good warehouse with the samples. So at least if you don't require huge volumes, we can deliver quickly at least the samples. Telecom market, yes, we are quite few developments that we have in the area of recently 5G applications. So we are developing solutions in this area. Main customers like Ericsson, Nokia are our main customers in this area. Consumer electronics, especially with a highlight of everything that has smart in the name. So any smart applications, we're good at it. Datacom, industrial, medical, also something with, where we are present. And I have some examples of the applications that we are developing. We'll show you in a second. And asking questions, our main customers, what are the pain points? We have identified some challenges. Asking automotive customers, we quickly realized that safety and reliability is the most important factor. So we developed, and we are still developing our product portfolio in an area to prevent for high vibration and shock, and to be fit with high temperature requirements. So our products reaches up to 155. It can be easily qualified for the automotive market, so we do not have a problem with qualifying our products for the automotive requirements. High power, or even higher for the EV applications. That's something that we are constantly checking with our customers and trying to develop in this area. And more complex in thermal and EMC. So we are combining our products both for EMC and thermal performance. So we are doing either stack-up solutions for our customers, when there is some shielding solutions together with thermal, when there is some absorber combined with a thermal gap filler. So just to provide a unique, complex solutions for our customers. The telecom customers, of course, there is a certain need for miniaturization recently, as well as for the consumer electronics. So we focus on that to provide the solutions which are less weight, limited size, to maintain the requirements from that market. And as I mentioned, to combine the thermal and EMC due to the more functions integrated in the final applications. And I would like to present the first product group in this area, which are the Ferrite cable cores. And here we can formulate the material in different shapes for different purposes. First, we have a material available for 3 different materials for high frequency, from 300 megahertz to 2 giga. The broadband products, which are covering wide range from 30 megahertz to 1 giga, and low frequency products from 300 kilo to 30 mega. And then we can formulate the material in cylindrical shape, which is the most commonly used for the cables. But as well, we have a solution for ribbon cables, flat cables. We can also, and we have a wide selections of commonly used so-called snap-in solutions, ferrites for cables. What is our advantage here is, as I mentioned, we focus on our products to be lighter and smaller. have, of course, lower cost, high reliability, and an excellent performance. We do have as well the capabilities, and maybe I would like to mention some service capabilities. We do have capabilities to test based on your application as well. So if you require any kind of testing, we do have an EMC chamber. Our plant is located in Czech Republic, in Liberec. So we can support you quickly here, locally in Europe, with any kind of tests. We do have capabilities to run the thermal simulations as well. So if you don't know what kind of products to use, or if you are experiencing some issues, of course, as some of the presenters today mentioned, that it's best to approach us or Telerex at the early stage of development, because we can figure out together the solution that you require. The worst thing is to approach on the either late EMI issue stage or late thermal issue stage, because then we will find a solution, but that's simply not going to be cheap. Some examples of the development for the cable cores. So, of course, from the simple cables like HDMI cable, ribbon cables, but as well we did develop some customized shapes for the ferrites, for busbar, for the hybrid powertrain. One of our development for the automotive market is the ferrites for airbag system. And as well, we provide solutions for applications like power supply unit for filtering. Why Laird? Because of stable and excellent EMI suppression, because of size, because we can apply our parts for the automotive market, we can certify them, we do it quite quickly, and because of precise dimension tolerance that we provide. So the markets like not only automotive but medical, which has some quite high requirements, we are able. The development just takes quite a long time, but we are patient, and we do have some success stories in this area, which I'll be happy to show you in a second. Let's jump into another product, which are ferrite chip beads. Something that we also are quite unique on the market for that kind of small products. We reach up to 10 amps in current. We provide the products with operation temperature up to 125 Celsius. We do have a small size from 0201 up to 3312 as a standard, and the broadband application is from 1 mega to 2 gigahertz for that kind of products. All of those products are being manufactured in our Schunde plant. With the current situation on the market and the cheap regulations coming from US, we are also checking the possibilities to set up some kind of production in Europe as well. So if you will experience any problems with being forced not to use any suppliers from China, then we might be as well a source for that kind of issues. We do keep some small stock in Europe for the parts, but generally at this moment, most of the production and supplies are coming from our tune the factory for that kind of products. Specifications, drawings, 3D models. This is something that is easily available for any product that is available. And everything is on our website. So I'm not going to be switching to the website showing you because I hope it's easy to be found. But we provide all the technical specification there and everything that is needed to make some kind of simulations as well. So there's also a simulations model to be downloaded. There's also a 3D drawings that can be used for the development. The next one, common mode chokes. Small, low weight, low DCR, high current products. Also temperature rated up to 125. And wide standard range of the product, so we can tackle really the EMI problem that you are experiencing with your applications with a wide range of different frequency products that we have standard available as a standard solution. By the size, we can, or you can, save the space on the PCB and make device thinner, lighter. Products in this area can also be easily adjusted for the automotive market in terms of requirements. And we own some patents for the CM series as well. We switch to power line, so we have an SMD power inductors. Also in terms of size, we start from 2.5 by 2 by 1, and we end up with 8 by 8. Inductance from 0.47 to 330 microhenry, and rated up to 6.3 amps. So with this range, we really think that we can improve power efficiency of the applications. We do offer wide range as well. And we recently win a lot of business with the lead time. So we are positioned with our prices on the market level. We easily cross from the main brands, TDK, Vishay, Burns. This is easy to be done. We provide as well our distributors like TerraX with cross-referencing. So if you're experiencing any problems with some kind of market solutions right now, we can try to cross it. We have the capabilities to develop quickly some custom parts as well. So if there is a need to work on some customized solutions, that's something that we can also easily support. We require, of course, some volume to be behind, especially for the customized parts. But we'll be happy to discuss with you and see what are the capabilities in this area. High current, low profile, SMD power inductors, our MGV series. This is molded structure with alloy material, low profile. Also quite small size, 2 by 1, 6 by 1. And we end up with 17 by 17 with the inductance from 0.1 to 100 microhenry. And those are rated up to 60 amps, also suitable for high requirement applications like automotive. And I wanted to show you some examples of our developments. Here, some DC-DC converter power supply unit. I specifically left the top image showing the ripped thermal pad, because this is the thermal pad that the customer was using, that we were able to improve quality of the pad from the competitor as well. But here, yeah, I just wanted to show you some of the examples where we can fit and what kind of industries we can cover. So whether this is an IoT application, industrial, medical, smart metering is something that we are widely present, and also medical applications. Another example of consumer electronics, this is the cleaning robot, where we provided solutions for snap-on Ferrite cores for the power cable, but as well we supplied the PCB with the power inductor, TYS, TYA, which are commonly used in the main control board for DC-DC power lines. Who we tackle with such a products, in this case consumer robots, industrial medical robots. We see a lot of developments being done in the medical area for those handled self-checkup devices right now. That's something that we focus on right now, and we would like to be more present in this area. This is a kind of applications that we see that in the common following years will be developed quite strongly. Another example of HVAC, DC inverter, control board, the DC inverter which we provided for the common mode choke and the control board unit with our power inductors, increasing the performance, saving space on the PCB, and providing the complete solution, because customer was able to choose all of the solutions from one supplier, use our expertise, discuss with us, test together with us, and then finally use our products. The two examples of the green energy applications that we recently developed, one is the solar inverter, which we provided and equipped with our common mode choke and some Ferrite cores. And this is also something that we are working on the next generations right now. And the second application that is also for the green energy and the solar panels, we've developed the common mode choke for the so-called optimizer. So when there is a selection of several solar panels, and to stabilize the voltage and to squeeze maximum performance out of the solar panels, in case, for example, one of the solar panels in the array is covered, or there's some obstacle, to ensure the voltage on the others remain, and we squeeze out of them as maximum as possible. There is a device called optimizer mode between the solar and the inverter. And this is also something that we are currently in an early ramp-up stage for one of the manufacturers. And the volume is quite promising for that kind of applications, and it's only one part number being used, but it seems like it's going to be used widely all over the world. Automotive market, and some examples for our CAN bus module developed for one of the customers that name starts with T. And the telecom applications for 5G switch, where we were also able to provide solutions for noise suppression between 100 and 300 kilohertz and 30 to 200 megahertz. So we provided efficiency to the system, and our common mode chokes were tested positively with such an applications. And something I mentioned at the beginning, so the wireless charging modules. This is something we also produce in our Schunde factory. And here we have more capabilities in terms of customization for the needs of our customers. Main area that we focus right now is the automotive market. So those wireless chargers, onboard chargers that are being mounted in the new cars. It's something that we are developing the most right now. But through the distribution, with the help of Telerex, we're also trying to tackle the industrial customers with such solutions, especially consumer electronics. And we recently see as well a lot of interest in the area of medical devices, especially handheld devices. So we have an examples of some stack-up solution that we developed, which includes the metal shield can, thermal glue connectors, aluminum shield, and the coil itself with the ferrite plate and some plastic frame on top of it. And this is the example of one of the standard solutions that we have as a complete charger. And as you can see, the automotive market, so LED solutions can be used for central console charging, for cell phones, but we can also develop any kind of power tools as well. Smart kitchen applications, wireless chargers, and everything that goes into furniture, like embedded to office desk or embedded to public chairs. There's a lot of possibilities that we can work on here. The advantage of Laird is that we have very good power transmission rate, more than 75%. We can integrate in customer development. So as I mentioned, very good product for any kind of customization. We deliver to tier 1 suppliers for car OEM, but as well we have some development. So I don't know if I have it here. Oh yeah, that's another example for the medical device. It's called pachymeter, which measure the thickness of the cornea in the eye. And we had quite a challenge because we needed to bend the charging coil in the charging station. So we weren't particularly sure whether we can do it with the ferrite and still keeping the performance. But it seems like that, with the adjustments, because we are both solution provider for ferrite as well for the charging coils, we managed to customize the ferrite plate to bend the coil to the requested radius by customer and provide a good performance for the charging for this medical application. And this is a good example because lately we are doing quite a lot of development in the medical area, especially for the as I mentioned, self-diagnostics devices. So if any of you have possibility to work on such a solutions, then we'll be happy to support you. And yeah, and that's it. I wanted to mention one more thing because, as I mentioned today, I focused only on part of our business. Downstairs, I brought some samples not only for the magnetics, but also for the thermal materials, since today we mentioned quite a few times the thermal management. So if you have any interest, I'll be happy as well to discuss with some of you. I already discussed, and I can see that there is some interest in this area. So that's definitely something that we are also providing. As I mentioned, solid gap fillers, liquid solutions for dispensing. So even for small volume production, if you feel that this is something that could ease your process, then definitely that's something that we would like to support. Electrical installations for the components, together with the thermal heat dissipation, is also a topic for us that we well know, and we'll be happy to support. And I believe we can run the questions now.
Yes, thank you, Thomas. Are there any questions in the audience?
Yeah, for your last presented product, so for the wireless charging, what kind of power can you transfer there?
As a standard, up to 15 watt.
15?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, that's as a standard. But of course, if you require less, more, our standard products are from 5 to 15. But of course, if there's any higher power required, we can also work on that.
On the other side.
You mentioned, thanks. I was not really understanding quite well your comments about availability and helping customers who are stuck with their current suppliers. Were you referring to standard components which you have on the shelf, or what happens if a customer has designed with one of your colleagues or your competitors a kind of custom component and he's stuck? Do you have the same speed solution, if I can call it like this, also for custom designs? And what is then the lead time?
We're trying to be market positioned right now. Beginning of this year was a struggle for us, like for many other suppliers. Currently, we win the business also by the lead time, and that means that we've been approached by several customers for the existing projects, running projects that they experience problems with sourcing from other manufacturers of such parts. So we were able not only to cross, but also offer a volume lead time shorter than the other manufacturers. So I cannot tell you the average because it's different per product right now. But comparing to players like TDK, Vishay, Burns, and so on, we are able to be price positioned on the market and offer a shorter lead time. And for the early stage of development, yeah, we are quite efficient with the sampling, especially. So if there is any testing quantity required, we deliver it usually within 1 week. If there is any ramp-up volume needed, then we can be still flexible. And I've been recently informed that we have increased our capacity in our factory recently. So Q4 is a good time for us to offer market competitive, to have a market competitive proposal in terms of lead time, definitely.
Is that the last question? Okay, thank you, Thomas, and Laird Performance Materials. We can
Laird
still use
Performance
that name.
Materials, yeah,
It did
of
not
course.
change in the meantime.
No, no, no,
okay.
nothing has changed. Nothing has changed.
No, that is good. Okay, then we are going to have a small break before we tackle the last session. I don't know the exact timing now. It's 14:34, so let's meet latest again at 15 hours, and we're right on schedule. Thank you, Thomas. And we'll have also, of course, a present for you, and I will handle it